coming back to school with me. We could have done it all so easily.
Hi, my name is Craig Thompson-Wood. I'm your host on Teaching with Board Games. I'm here today to talk about the online game show Kahoot and the top 10 things that I love about this game. So if you're not familiar with Kahoot, I will put a link to it in the comment section below. But it's an online quiz show which you can customize for your kids' learning, and they play with you online. So when we do the game in normal circumstances, we used to go to the computer lab and all the kids would have their own station where they could be playing the game while I conducted at the front of the room. But obviously now times have changed. And let me just say up the top too that this top 10 list is not like that my number 10 is my least favorite of the 10 favorite things, and my number 1 is the best of them all. I haven't rated them in that way. I mean, they're just 10 things that I think are fantastic about this game and what I really enjoy about it as a learning tool. So let's get right to it. So for number 10, what I love about Kahoot is the fact that it is gamification. I mean, you're taking all the learning that you've been doing and you're putting it into a game show format so that the kids are enthused to play because they're playing a game, but it's being done in a way that's a lot of fun. So number 10, gamification. Number 9, as I'm sure I've said a number of times already throughout this video, it's fun. It is so much fun. The kids are always really excited when we're going to play Kahoot, and so it's just because it's so much fun, it's very encouraging for them to play. So just the fact that it's so much fun is my number 9. For number 8, I love Kahoot for the fact that it is good for all ages. I mean, provided the kids are old enough to understand how to play, but I mean, it goes from kids, and when we play these things, Kahoots at staff meetings sometimes too. So if you're looking for something that you can involve adults with it as well, a party game, this is definitely something you should be checking out. Number 7 thing I love about Kahoot is that it is customizable. You can make these quizzes about literally anything because you're making your own quiz. You're doing your own thing you put your own questions, you can add your own pictures, and you can maybe have picture answers for the question. There's all kinds of different things you can do with it. There's a lot of variability within this, and it's a really, really excellent tool. So number 7 is customizable. Number 6 is that the Kahoot game tracks the points for you. So what happens is it's going to, when you start off, you're determining whether it's going to start off at 2,000 points or 1,000 points for a question. And as once the question is done and they can answer, that starts counting down the points. They're just speeding down to 0. So that the quicker you answer, the more points you're going to get. And it tracks how much points each person gets. It tracks the correct answers with the wrong answers, and it keeps the running tally of all the points, as well as informing who's the leaders, how many points you've moved up each turn. It just tracks all this information for you, which otherwise would be a real headache. The number 5 thing I love about Kahoot is that it is free. It costs you nothing. Now, having said that, there are premium elements which you can buy within the Kahoot for those who want to explore the different functions that it has. I mean, there's a lot of different things that they offer, but for the fact that it is just a free tool, there's so much you can do with it that's free, and the amount that you're getting for it with just the free tool is amazing. So if you're looking for something that is truly free, this is something that you can look at. The number 4 thing I love about Kahoot is that there's a lot of resources already out there. So if you have an idea that you want to be doing something, say, for grade 4 habitats in science, then you might want to look on the Kahoots that have already been made by other people, because there's a good chance somebody's already made that. So just with all the free resources out there already, that's my number 4. My number 3 thing I love about Kahoot is that they will send you the results to your email of every Kahoot that you conduct with your students. Now, what's so great about this is that they are tracking every question that every student has done. So if there is something that you want to know, if you want to see how certain questions are being answered, they're going to send you sort of, troubled question reports of like saying, okay, these are the questions a lot of students got wrong. You may want to review this one. But then they're also breaking down the whole thing into a spreadsheet showing you what each student answered for each question. So whether they got it right or wrong, but also what was their answer. So if you have questions in there which are really kind of weird answers, and you thought, okay, that's an obvious wrong answer, and they were guessing those, then that's maybe sort of a red flag for you. But just also to be able to see exactly how many each student got right and wrong it's good to know as well. And the fact that they send this all to you even when you're not paying for it, to me, is just amazing. And this all leads me into my number 2, which is the fact that Kahoot in this way, because they're sending you those results, could be used for testing. I've used it in my online teaching now that we're doing this whole distance learning model within my school board, and I'm an online teacher. We can use this to, when teaching a subject, to conduct a test. Because if you're conducting a test online, one of my concerns is that the students are just going to look up the answers because they have access to the internet. Obviously, that's how we're teaching online. But when you're doing a Kahoot, they only have 10 to 20 seconds to answer the question. They don't have the time to look up the answer to a question and then answer it. So you're getting a fairer assessment of their true knowledge. So for that reason, I say number 2 is the fact that I love Kahoot is that it can be used for testing. And number 1, as I was just kind of alluding to in the previous one, Kahoot is great for distance learning. Whether you're doing it just as a fun game show or whether you're actually doing it as an assessment tool, Kahoot is great for distance learning. And with this day and age and everything that's going on, it's just great to have that kind of tool available to us. So thank you so much, Kahoot, for these top 10 things. I've had to actually pare it down a little bit because I came up with more like about 14, 15 things, but I tried to condense them all into this. I mean, there's a lot to love about this game. If you're familiar with Kahoot, as many people are, maybe think about how you can incorporate this into your distance learning model with your teaching programs. If you're not familiar with Kahoot, I highly encourage you to go check it out. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. If you have any questions about Kahoot, or if you have any suggestions for things you might do that maybe people are doing Kahoot that you're aware of that is maybe a little bit different and maybe you'd like us to know about, please let me know in the comment section below. If you have any other ideas for content you might like to see on the channel, games you might like me to review, or ideas for pedagogical discussion, again, leave me that message in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, I'm looking to do my videos now once every week, so you can please hit like and subscribe down below. Make sure you hit the bell so you're notified when I put out that weekly content. Until next time, I'm Craig Thompson-Wood, your host with Teaching with Board Games, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming back to school with me?